So Fox News is all excited about Tulsi Gabbard leaving the Democratic Party. Is it really worth all the brouhaha? Let's talk about it in today's video. Hi, I'm Mike Greiner. I'm a lifelong Democratic activist who's concerned about the direction our country is taking. I'm also a lawyer and an academic, and I'm here to help you stand up to the BS of the MAGA crowd. So ever since former Congresswoman from Hawaii, Tulsi Gabbard, and former Democratic presidential candidate announced that she was leaving the Democratic Party, Fox News has been all in a flutter. Obviously, this just shows how out of the mainstream the Democrats' positions are, doesn't it? Let's just take a look at this interview on Fox News with Newt Gingrich, whose tenure as House Speaker, of course, was distinguished by his shutdown of the government that led to the Republicans losing Congress. Let's check it out.
And somebody I want to interview now is Tulsi Gabbard, because, remember, she ran for president as a Democrat not too long ago. She just put out a couple of tweets that are going to have people wondering what she's up to, because she just tweeted, "I believe in a government that is of, by, and for the people. Unfortunately, today's Democratic Party does not. Instead, it stands for a government of, by, and for the powerful elite. I'm calling on my fellow common sense, independent-minded Democrats to join me in leaving the Democratic Party. If you can no longer stomach the direction that the so-called woke Democratic Party ideologues are taking our country, I invite you to join me." So, Newt,
Now, it's worth noting, by the way, Tulsi Gabbard, while I actually do agree with her on a number of her positions, for example, she's very strongly pro-choice and very strongly in favor of gun control. She also favors a form of single-payer healthcare system. But on her foreign policy, while she's been a big hawk on the war on terror, she's also been basically a mouthpiece for the Russians, opposing the U.S. support for the Ukrainian resistance to the Russian invasion. Since she left Congress after the last election, she's become a regular commentator on Fox News and even gave a speech at CPAC, the Conservative Political Action Committee conference. So at this point, the audience she's found has been among Republicans. And it's also worthy of note, by the way, that Gabbard did endorse Joe Biden in the last election, and she did not say that she was not going to support Joe Biden for re-election. She simply said that she was leaving the Democratic Party at this point. She did not say she was joining the Republican Party. There's a big difference. Let's keep watching.
Tulsi Gabbard, 1 month before the election, is saying, you know what? Goodbye, Democratic Party. I'm going someplace else. We don't know if she's going to declare herself an independent or a Republican, although she did speak at CPAC, I believe, 6 months ago.
Now, it's also worthy of note, by the way, that Fox News does not report about Liz Cheney telling Republicans in Arizona to vote for the Democratic candidates for U.S. Senate, for governor, and for Secretary of State. They do not talk about Max Boot saying that he will never vote for a Republican again. And how about the slew of Republicans, starting with, of course, former President George W. Bush, who said that they would not support Donald Trump under any circumstances? You don't hear about any of that on Fox News. Let's keep watching.
Well, look, I think Tulsi is somebody who has always spoken her own mind. She's always been sort of an independent maverick. And I think when she ran for president, she realized how really isolated she was from the great majority of the Democratic Party, which is now, frankly, a pretty weird party.
Coming from the guy who's supporting a party that basically supports getting rid of democracy, what's the weird party here? Let's keep watching.
We said the same thing happened in a slightly different way in Philadelphia last week, where the former deputy mayor, a Democrat, endorsed Dr. Oz for the U.S. Senate and said that Fetterman is just so crazy on crime and so pro-criminal, he couldn't be for him. So I think you're seeing this drift, and we've certainly seen among Latinos, a huge drift towards the Republican Party as they're driven away by the weirder policies of the Democratic Party.
Now, to be clear, the latest polling, while it does show that there had been some drift of Latinos to the Republican Party, still shows that Latinos overwhelmingly support the Democrats. What's more, again, I just want to point out, no mention of Liz Cheney, no mention of Adam Kinzinger. Let's keep watching.
Young people who make money are leaving New York, and Tulsi Gabbard leaving the Democrat Party. That's what I've learned from the Newt Gingrich segment today. Newt, thank you very much for joining us live. I'm Steve Ducey.
I'm Brian Kilmeade.
And I'm Ainsley Earhart. And click here to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page.
Well, there you have it. That's just the beginning. Since then, Fox News has been covering 24/7 the departure of Tulsi Gabbard from the Democratic Party. They just love it because it points out, oh my gosh, look how the Democrats are out of the mainstream. But yet, never a word about Liz Cheney. If you want to see more about how important it is to vote Democratic to protect democracy, something Liz Cheney understands, check out this video I did a little while ago over here. I'll see you then. In the meantime, let's hope for continued progress. Thank you.